white flags and red flags, yeah?
What's a white flag?
Like, go.
Green.
No, green flag.
A white flag is surrender. Like.
No, but white
What's
flag
white?
to me is like...
White flag is like giving up.
It's
Or
giving
peace.
up.
Okay,
whatever you
flag
want to
is
come
like
like it's
peace.
green
fine.
flag and the red flags, because
Alright.
the question seems like a bit long.
Yeah. Okay,
So green flags
what's
and
your
red
green
flags?
and what's
So
your red
how?
flags?
Which one do we want to start with?
I said
Do we
you-
want to start with green,
Yeah.
or do we want to go straight into the red?
I feel like green.
I feel like green, because it
you
sets
have
the
to
tone.
start shallow
The land
to
is
enter
green.
the deep waters.
The land is
Okay,
green.
Think about
who's
it.
ready? Who's
Hold
ready
on,
to?
hold on. Nobody's deep one. I said, wow.
Okay,
This
that's
deep
it.
talk.
What did you say?
Listen,
What
I
did you
said you
say?
have to start shallow to enter the deep
Oh!
No, it's too late now. It's too late now. It's too late now.
Wado.
It's too late
Okay,
now.
now.
Like we'll
Do
say.
you know what it
this
is?
thing. Yeah,
I need
okay.
to ponder before I actually speak. So if anybody's ready to talk now, they
So
can.
are we going with the green first?
Green first.
Do you know what's a green flag for me? Driving.
Oh.
Serious?
Yeah, do you know why though? Because I drive, so I feel like I'm allowed to say you should know how to drive and have a car because I have both of those
What
things.
kind of drive? Is it driving in the car or driving in the room?
Who's driving in the room?
What am I hearing? What am I hearing?
I'm joking. Alright,
Yeah.
green flag.
Yeah, I feel like that's my one.
Okay. I think
Driving.
we can,
Yeah,
I think we can. I think we can
Yes,
do
I want to
one
watch
each,
driving.
so one person doesn't.
No,
talk for a
my
long time.
one is not driving though. I'm just saying that's one of them.
Yeah,
I don't
No,
know
she's
what my
saying
one
she's
is.
saying one
Like we,
each. Like
like so
give
one
one,
flag,
and
talk
then-
about it, so the next, like everyone
Alright.
can go around.
all right,
Driving.
driving.
Yeah, why that?
You want to elaborate?
Why driving?
Yeah.
Like I said, because I have basically, yeah. Oh, do you know what my biggest nightmare is? Like I've just sorry, we're entering red flag, but basically, me, I'm going. Let's say, let's go out. I go to get to you, then I get out of my car for you to enter my car and drive me. Oh, that's so disgusting. Like,
Yeah, but why would that be a? To me, that doesn't make sense. If you're driving, you might as well just drive.
no, but my point is that
Why
no,
would you
because sometimes-
drive
because
and then
sometimes-
park for the
No,
man to
because
then
sometimes
drive?
this
It
is what I'm
doesn't
saying.
make
Sometimes
sense.
you want to be driven. Sometimes you want to be a dashboard babe. I'm not a dashboard babe, but sometimes I like to pretend to be that girl. Legs crossed at the front. Do you get? So, but that can't be possible if you don't have a car or a license. So it's now it's.
I know
limiting.
we said one each, but would that change if you were living together?
What do you
Because then, for example, you just said now drive to pick him up, then swap seats, then he drives. But if you were living
And you're
together,
going out.
you're going out, it might be your car, but then he might just say, "Oh, can you drive?"
Yeah.
Like, would that change? Would that change? Would
But
you
then-
still
but
require
then-
him to have a car
He'd have
if
to.
he was living with you? He had a license, he knew how to drive, but he didn't have a car, and you were.
Do you know what?
Or you're saying,
Yeah,
to
because
get
I
to that
feel
stage,
like-
he would have had to have a car in the first place.
Yeah, because I don't know how we ended up living together and you're not driving. Because that means I went
Well,
through a period of
fair
time
enough,
where
fair enough.
I was driving you
Thank
around.
God you're my sister because I don't like driving.
Well,
Serious.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Do you know what it is? I'm one of these people, yeah, where I don't like many things, but things make sense to me, and I choose the things that make sense, or I like something more than something else. So I don't like driving, but I don't like being a pedestrian more. So I'd rather drive, if that makes sense. But if somebody else likes driving and like
Yeah, and
loves
some people-
doing miles
some
and
people just-
I'd rather
Be
sit
the
in the
dashboard
car
babe.
and be in the dashboard. Like, do you get? But in terms of everyday use and
It's
like
necessary.
logically, and it's necessary. for
Yeah,
me, so
like-
I have to drive. Like,
There
do
was
you get?
something.
Instead of waiting for the bus and being on my phone.
There was something. There was
no, but
something
you
a
can
great
listen
man.
to. you
No, there was
can
something
read.
a great man once said. He said, "Driving is a necessity, not luxury." So, because of that, I might drive because I need to move. I need to move my family. Like she said, sometimes it's cool to be dashboard babes, right? She said so. But,
It's a dash people.
whatever. I'm not really the driving. It's not
not you.
Yeah, it's nothing. There's something my wife used to say then. She said driving used to like fast driving. She likes people drive fast and rough.
Don't spill my tea.
Yeah, but I was like, that day you might not see that day because
That's true.
I might not drive. If I'm gonna
If
drive,
you turn on
if I'm ever gonna
fast
drive, I'd
driving.
like driving calm, like my music on, just chilling.
I like low cars and keep it.
Yeah, that's doing too much.
But I feel like I was gonna say. What was I gonna say now? I was gonna say it's a necessity for certain things. Like for example, yeah, in London, you might not need to drive because public transport. And I know people that used to have cars and they've sold it because public transport makes more sense.
Yeah,
But the way I am, like, I like to be able to access things that are far. So, for example, when I used to play football, I wouldn't just find a club in Harrow. I would, if there's a better club in Southeast London, I'm on going there and on trialing there and making myself better. Even with jobs and opportunities, like, I'm on traveling to see if
a bit further.
it's a good experience for me, or I can learn more there. And to do that, I'm gonna have to have a car.
I just feel as well with like, because the more I'm just doing this life thing, more things are coming up. Do you get what I'm saying?
Facts.
You actually have life. Like, I don't know how to explain it. So my thing for me is like, I don't want to get to marriage and children and you don't know how to drive, because then we'll be in a situation where you cannot sort this, you cannot help because you can't drive. And I know that situation will come up, because I might need you to do the school run, I might need you to drop us somewhere, I might not be available and you might have to drive somewhere. So I know that by the time you get to that point, you won't be able to have nobody has the time to be doing driving lesson week in and week out and you have other things you need to pay for. So for me, that's why I feel that what I'm gonna try and do with my children anyways is that they get it done and out of the way high school time, like, because just clear it as long and my thing is, you don't actually have to have a car. You don't have to have insurance. As long as I can see that you have a license, then I know that if we need to get a car, we can get one. We can work on it,
and they can drive yours.
Yeah, but to not have a license at all,
feel like
and you're
it's just
40.
We're staying on this one topic for long, but it's just that it's kind of like a bit restricting, because you say, like you said, with life, bare things get added onto it, but at the same time, bare stuff starts getting added onto it because now you drive and can access more things. But if you think about it, the way your life was before you started driving, you wasn't going to bare places, and that's because you couldn't. Do you get? So once you make that decision to start driving is when you start, I can actually start doing this, I can actually start going there. So bare things actually do get added on. So this part of the podcast is our question/scenario, and we're gonna go around and say our points of view or what we think. So, Nay, could you ask us the question, please?
So the question is, what are some deciding factors that are crucial for you when you're picking your spouse, and what are your biggest turn-offs? But we're gonna do deciding factors first. So, Lil, do you wanna go first, Doctor?
For me, my deciding factor is an educated person. Not necessarily university educated or college educated. You just have to be somebody that is willing to seek knowledge and go for more, because that's a major thing for me. I'm constantly on a quest for knowledge, improving myself. So I want a spouse that is willing to educate themselves or is already educated. If it's university, nice. If it's not, you have to show a plan of how you want to improve yourself and become educated. You can even educate yourself from traveling.
Do you mean like, when you say educated, do you mean so you don't mean like book knowledge?
No, not
you could be gaining skills.
Because you could be.
You just want to be.
You could travel to like 5 different countries and have more knowledge than me that went to uni. So you just have to be somebody that when I sit down, I'm listening to you. I'm like,
or you're willing to.
willing
to gain.
Whether you have a certificate or not does not matter. But I don't want to hear you speak. I'm like, did that rubbish come out from your mouth, bro?
Somebody who's just gaining knowledge in any facet of life.
Because I don't believe education is just a certificate. I believe when you say a person is educated, is a person that has knowledge and is willing to go for more knowledge.
And how you gain that
you could educate yourself from like a podcast, you could educate yourself from traveling, from reading books, from going to a library, anything. But that's a major factor for me.
It's I don't know, but I feel like anybody in this life that want to function at their highest capacity must be on the quest for.
But that's why I married you. This kind of this kind of answer is the kind of thing I like to hear. Because you see, let's say like you're speaking to someone and they just say it's not necessarily dumb talk. I'm not talking about dumb. It's just like you have
ignorance
recesses you can dig for when you're talking.
You have knowledge about.
I know what you mean.
I think for me, if I go on to it, I think for me it's more of an umbrella term, but somebody who was raised well. I don't know how to explain. Let me like for example, there's certain things I shouldn't teach you. Like your place of rest or wherever should be clean and organized.
Yeah.
You should know how to talk to people when you get there.
Yeah.
You should be dressed. For me, everyone can dress how they want, innit? But for me, there's something about dressing classy and clean and nice, and do you know what I'm saying? There's a way you present yourself. There's a way you talk. Like, and
you
for
are
me,
dressed the way you are dressed.
yeah. And for me, like, I say umbrella term of well raised because we were raised in a certain way where we say we have manners, we are clean, we are organized, we dress a certain way, we address people properly, like we quest for education and also just knowledge in general. Like we want to progress our lives. That's why I say raised well, because some people are just wayward. Like sometimes I just look at people and I can't really. And there's a lot of girls on the planet that I just feel are just bare wayward.
Yeah, you know the term for
completely.
it. Some people are raised, some people are rare. You know, we
Rare,
raise
like,
human beings, we rare animals. So
some
people are
rare.
Whatever, I don't care.
Okay.
Some people are actually we can tell we are raised.
Yeah,
We
some
know
people
when
are
you see-
reckless.
Straight away.
When somebody is raised, it's not just rearing. You just put them in a place. All you give them is shelter.
Yeah.
Just come and whatever happen, I don't care. Just be there.
Yeah.
Just be there. But raising the person, like you said, you
Intentional.
can tell it's intentional. You can tell that their qualities you can see. You know, you don't know. For example, we know what mom needs to be done. We know how she wants that is done. Hence why you see when there are some people or too many people in the house, there's conflict because they don't know how. Some of those people I'm not saying they are rare, but they were not raised same way.
And that's why for me, there's certain people when you spend time with them, it's hard to be around them. Like you feel uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable because you see them doing something or like something's just some way, and you're just like, how can you live like that? Or like, and why I say umbrella term because that follows from. Okay, now you understand me and we can have conversations, or you don't go to the club every single night. If somebody who was raised well would not do that. Like it's very simple, and that's why I say it's umbrella term because from raised well, there's a lot of choices that you make that are very different to someone who wasn't raised well.
The thing about going to club every single night is people don't realize there's the after effect. So your after effect seeps into every single day of your every single night clubbing. So
I just also think though, but I feel like with something, and this is not, if you go to the club every night,
we're not,
you do your thing, but it's for me it's just like for me because sometimes you have your day and you know you're supposed to utilize your day, right? And you may not utilize your day, but I know that the nights I choose to go clubbing, the next day is written off. So if I'm going clubbing every night, my next day is
nothing. That means you're not doing nothing.
So that means that all you're doing is your job, like your work, because you have to do that, obviously, because there's no way you're going club every single night and you're not working. You have to have money, but you're not progressing. You're not moving forward. Your life is actually just written off.
And the maddest thing is, come back to umbrella term is. You could be the most you could be on it and not club, but then if I step in your car or your house, it's dirty.
Yeah, you see,
and unorganized. That's why I say
just
umbrella term because it's like.
Just to say though, keeping a car clean is hard.
No, but there's but listen, my car aesthetic wise is dirty because I haven't washed it in a while. The interior I haven't hoovered it in a while, but. There's crisp packets everywhere.
Oh,
no, like that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's a difference between something looks wiped down all the time, which, bro, I'm not gonna lie, even I don't maintain that. I'm not asking anyone to maintain that. But having rubbish everywhere and stuff like that, like
you see, it's like you said.
I don't know, man.
It all boils down. It all comes down to raising and rearing, like I said. Like you say, you see when the person is raised well. There's a guy in Nigeria, shout out to Yemoli. He wasn't a club, he likes nightlife. Was going clubbing, not every time. But he said he likes bowling, that's his terms. But what he did was like, alright, if I like bowling, he's a good boy. He was one of those people that was raised from the good one before the marital status or something happened. But he was smart enough, like she said, education again. So he know that, alright, I go to club every day, every weekend. If I go to club every weekend, I can start making money from clubbing. So nightlife, he post on the snap and be like, oh, come here, do this on me, this on that. a club that wasn't, because he's a baller, people wants to ball with him now. So now he started making money from clubbing. And meanwhile, there are people who comes to club, like he comes to club, and they leave the club with debt of over 14 million naira. That's like saying 14,000 pounds. Yes, one night. People come and this in debt. And you see him doing everything. Knows what, it's a smart
This person's not living the same life as you.
So,
Like,
okay.
You see what, like you said, it's just being raised. Is know that there are people that because of it boils them to how they were raised. So it knows that I can't just be living my life wasting it like this.
And even if, because that was a point in my life, I'm gonna move on after this. I'll ask you your thing. But there was a point in my life where I was just partying all the time and having fun and because I wanted to know how it felt. But even if you were wasting your time because of the words that you've heard and things that you've seen from your family, you can't stay like that.
No, you can't.
There's no way you can stay like that. You always then, okay, you know what? I should be doing more. What can I be doing? How can I improve? Like, cool, that might happen for a period of time, but then you get to a place where it's like, bro, I can't. What am I doing? And that comes from all the words that you've heard from the people you were around and how you were around family. But there are people who are in their 30s and they're still doing nonsense.
You see, the people like we just said. I was talking to my wife a few days. I said, social media has faded. So the best thing to do right now is just gatekeeping. Gatekeep your home. Gatekeep your mind yourself. Just gatekeeping. That's the best you can do for yourself right now. You see people living anyhow. They like, you're in your 30s. You're going to club not to make money, not to be a social media, a nightlife influencer or something. You're just going there to spend money, whether you like it or not. Those guys are good there to stay at night. You see, I used Yemoli as an example. Yemo makes money from clubbing. He's a big boy right now. He has his house, he has a car, he has everything from clubbing. And meanwhile, you have seen that guy living like that, and 35, just living anyhow. So if you're gonna be my man or my wife, and clubbing is, you think clubbing is a big deal at this point of our life. Of course, there was a time when we all like clubbing, but now we're getting married. So do you want our child to wake up at night? Where is mommy? And say, mommy has gone to club. Where is daddy? Daddy has gone to club. My green flag, like I said,
it's not green flag, but go on.
Your deciding factor.
My deciding factor
make you say loyalty and understanding. Okay. You have to understand me as a person, because you see, we all come from different backgrounds. I was raised a certain way. I was born with I have 6 siblings. We all grew up in the same place, so there's a lifestyle that I lived that we stayed in. So you have to understand that Jude is coming from here. You guys were born and brought up in the UK. Things were run differently. So if we're gonna get married, you have to understand that, all right, Jude is a process that is not just gonna jump to Steve Harley one day. It's a process. You have to understand that. Then loyalty. There's one thing I told people. I said, one quality I know I have is loyalty. That is why I seek it, because I know how people have dealt with me, trust me, but I'm a loyal person. I'll stay. I'm not just gonna bullshit you like, oh, you did, like, go away. So that makes me want to stay, so I demand it. Sometimes it's
That's
not like I demand loyalty from people. I'm like, if you want to be around with me because whether I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, we can break up, my marriage can spoil, will you still be loyal? Will I be able to call you, all right, sorry, I wasn't able to pick the child up today at certain time, can you do it for me? Do I trust you to that extent? Because it's what I would do. I told my actor, I said, the reason these days I don't want to make friends anymore, because I found out that I stick my head too much for friends. So I'm a loyal person. I go to the end. If you meet me today and we click, if there is a clicking, from that moment, I don't start say, okay, let me give him time to trust him. I'm loyal and trust. I just go like that. And it's like, I demand it because I know it's something I'm gonna give in return. So I'm like, if you can be understanding and loyal to me,
first.
Because I'll be loyal to you as well. So and I understand as well. So alright, we're good to go.
Beautiful. What say you?
Sorry, I reacted halfway through Juice one, but it wasn't about Juice because his was so moving. It was finally thought and found out what my one was. So
okay.
you know, it will just be happening at the same time, but it was not related. Amen. Anyways, so my one is family. Like I take family so seriously and so personally. So my thing of like, you actually have to be family orientated, because for me, if you're my spouse, we're starting a new family. So if you're not family orientated, then it means you don't care about the new family we're about to start. Do you get? So it's things like stuff to me, stuff like for example, if I say, okay, you know, let's say we get married and then my partner tells me like, oh, their mom was saying that they want this thing and they're thinking about buying it for their mom. That kind of stuff for me, I'm like, yeah, because it shows me that you don't just see your parents as just people who are supposed to feed you, but you're actually looking to take care of them after they've taken care of you. So you're appreciative of what they've done. Things like going to family functions, wanting to be a part of the family, like everything that's going on, not enjoying, like, because me, when things happen in this family and I feel left out, I really don't, I don't know about you lot, I don't know if you see it, but I don't like it. Like, guess me, I'm like, you people are acting out, like I'm the glue keeper, you're together and you guys want to be moving without me. So is that kind of same, obviously not that to the extent, because then we'll be running up and down between families, but like I remember there was one girl in my high school, I just still to this day I don't know how she was functioning, but her boyfriend at the time must have said to her like, oh, I'm never going to introduce you to my parents, and she was like fine with it, and they dated for like another 3 years. And I was like, you know, if somebody told me live to my face, I'm never introducing you to your parents, that's like the whole thing is just locked down, not even about marriage, but just the fact that you're not going to introduce me to your parents, so I can't even.
When you say introduce, you mean never see their parents?
As in,
like never even know that
meet me
together,
round the corner.
You
will not come to my house. You'll not see my mom. You'll not see my.
What do you mean?
I don't understand. Why did you? Is he ashamed of that?
No. He was what he just meant was because she's. Because
is she ugly?
No, she's really pretty. Because she's
I don't understand.
Get a Greek man.
He I don't know about now, but at the time he was Muslim and she was just like UK English, like she get just like
he's
just like
Muslim.
Yeah, so it was a thing of like
a
cultural.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Well, that's a major icebreaker, though.
My thing is you can't tell me that you're not planning to introduce me.
And then we're together.
Yeah,
for
like
I think. Even if it was cultural, he could have said something like it's just not the right
it's
time
not
yet.
time,
But for him to say never,
that means it's never ever gonna happen.
But I would take like for me, even if it wasn't a cultural thing, if it was anything, I would just be like, you can't. Because I'm so family orientated. My thing is anybody that I'm dating, I'm automatically slotting myself into your family. Yeah, because I'm not gonna get to marriage and I'm not trying to figure out where.
Factors for marriage.
Yeah.
So if I'm planning to get married to you,
and I have not even found my position
family
in this family, because I need the thing is to be honest, when you marry somebody, as much as the wife enters the husband's family, the husband also enters the wife's family. So you need to know where you slot in
the family.
Exactly. What's the hierarchy and where's your position? What can you say? What can you not say?
I don't understand. That's why I asked that question. I'm sorry, but because now I'm thinking if we're gonna be together as one, we're gonna get married. Well, I don't know how people even do relationship. For me, how if any ladies will know that Jude is interested in me if I start telling you or introducing you to my family. That's how from friendship. But
things that don't also forget that not every family is comfortable just meeting a person.
No, you're not understanding. If we're gonna get married,
you can meet at. How do I explain it? Okay, let's say this. Yeah, first of all, you can meet without them knowing that you're together, just so that faces get introduced, because maybe their family isn't that welcoming.
Yeah,
but you can meet as friends, so that it's a slow burn, and then it's easier to then introduce it later, or. You could just introduce it later, but to say never is like, bro, what's the point of getting married then? Unless you want to elope.
It's not, but it's not just necessarily. It's not just necessarily like introductions, because I know that different people, like for example, I might go out with somebody and their parents may not be very welcoming of me, so the person has to warm them up to the idea of being with somebody like me. Do you get? That's fine, because I know that it's not just a never situation where it's not gonna work. But I mean, like, even when, let's say now we're talking, oh, where are you? Oh, I'm at my cousin's wedding. Like, do you get? Where are you?
So
I'm hanging out with my siblings. Where are you? Do you get? So you're into family. So when I tell you we're going on a family holiday, you're not telling me no, you're going to work. No, you actually are going to take time off for the family holiday because you are a family orientated person.
I see you.
That's what I mean.
It's true.
What was the other thing?
The other
now
thing
we're going
is,
to
what's
the
your
red
biggest
one.
turn off?
Turn off.
Red flags.
Oi!
Can I use my?
There's a list. I'll
Can
be
I use
real.
my driving?
There's a list. There's disrespect.
Oh God.
There's going out. There's not being understanding.
Going out is
And
Not
then-
not going out. Not going out. Not going out.
One
Not
by
going out.
one,
Not
because
going
now
out.
you're
For me,
overwhelming
not going out.
Can you say that?
Not going out once in a while.
Because
But
I'm like, is he ever gonna find a wife?
no, but like, let's be real. Let's be real.
Yeah, but for me,
there's a lot of
There are a
females
lot
out
for
here.
me, but I
There's a
think
lot of
what
females
tops it
out
for
here.
me is, I think it would be,
Red flags, yeah.
red flags. I think disrespect and lies.
I hate the lies one. Do you see with the disrespect, right? Do you see?
You know,
why
you see what
it's a
disrespect?
lie?
I don't
Do you know
really
why?
know. I don't
Do you know why?
have it. I'm not having
No,
it.
do you know why?
And I'm the type of person, I can be very
see?
spiteful. So if you disrespect, I won't disrespect you ever.
That's
but the
thing.
moment
That's
you
fine.
disrespect
that's
me,
fine then. That's fine.
I'll disrespect
Because
you
I'm
back
the type of person.
tenfold.
I'm the type
Like,
of person
you
who I
know
won't
why?
disrespect you until you disrespect me. So if it's two people who
Like
are not
I
planning to
said,
disrespect
like
each
I said again, I
but
give.
I'm not the person that
So
disrespects.
yours is disrespect, yeah?
But the disrespect comes in so many forms. Because why have you gone out wearing that? That means you're not respecting me.
No, I'm not even saying that. For me, when I mean disrespect,
Do you get? There's so many. That's why I listed.
However,
Do you mean
do
like
you
wearing
know
that,
what it is?
like,
No, do you know what it
blue?
is though? Do you know what
like
I
I
did
said,
though?
like
Do you know
I
what I
said,
did? Do you know what I
like I
did
said,
though?
you
With
know
stuff
what?
like that?
You know, there's a difference between lying and covering something.
It's the same. don't
No,
you think it's the same thing?
no. For example, if
Explain.
for example, mom calls us now. Jude, are you coming for? We're supposed to meet up at Slab. Are you coming up at Slab? I know what. I know I will be there. Even if I don't want to go, I know I will still be Slab. Even if it's 5:30, whatever time, I have to be there. I'm obligated to
At
be
least you
there.
know, because I didn't want to have that conversation with
So you
her
understand?
personally.
So I have
I
to
was
be
gonna
in
say
Slough.
that.
It's not excusable. I don't care the time. Even if it's 1 minute,
So
you have
how
to
do
see
you
me
cover
there.
up then?
So when I mean like, Jude, are you coming?
Yes,
Yes, I'm coming.
Yeah,
I
but
just
that's
will not
not.
come
No,
to-
that's little lies that everybody tells.
No, but what I'm saying-
I
5
think
minutes
it's just,
away.
it's
like.
just giving an example.
giving an
Please, let's
example.
be
Versus
this
like-
5 minutes away.
I'm-
Let's be working on actually being 5 minutes away.
No, like you see that kind of one. Then there's lies of. You know, this lie that can change the whole situation, not just. You know, there are some lies that you can tell that. There are some lies that you're wondering, how can you even tell this lie?
Yeah, so well. You have to be a great
You're
actress.
Yeah,
like,
you have to be a psychopath.
I can
You have-
even-
you're
I can
ready to
even
kill
tell
somebody.
this kind of lie. And trust me, what people don't know, that when you tell a lie, like that's why I tell my wife, I don't know how to lie because I talk too much actually.
You
I know
do.
I talk too much because I can tell you this thing today. The next 3 weeks I forget I lied. I'll start telling you. So instead, I don't have the power. I'll just tell you I did this or I didn't do it or I'll just look for one way to cover it and that it will, because the next week I'm going to tell you again that, do you know that day that I was, for example, you have lied, did you go to Arsenal? I'm like, no, I didn't go to Arsenal. And then 3 weeks later I can forget, I'm like, that day I went to see Arsenal, they were bullshit. That, So those kind of lies, there are lies that that can change the course of things. So those kind of lies, and you know when some people lie spitefully, you just lie to make the person look like a dummy. Can make the person look like a fool. For example, you lie to somebody else. You will have people lying about their genotype, lying about the true DNA of their children. Yeah.
What about a lie about your body count?
I don't know that one. So that one, you still can lie about it. There's no thermometer to measure it. So I don't know. Look. But what I'm saying, there is a guy I saw this few days ago, bro. I was at work. I was going to work on Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
I felt like crying.
you know when the man like somebody, maybe I paid somebody to prank Lillian.
Yeah.
I'm like, prank Lillian for me, and the prank was like, the prank goes like, your husband is here. He wants to do the DNA of your children.
That's what you did to Jude.
He has the sample.
No, he saw it.
He has the samples of the children already. He needs to do that. It's a prank. So the boy was like, so now I'm the is it what they call
Medical
it?
officer.
Yeah. So I just want you to tell me the truth before I go. And she was ranting and I cut the call. And she was like, this is serious. This is the name of your husband. This is the name of your children. We have this their blood group.
That kind of lie, I'd start fighting people, you know.
Sorry. The woman was like, oh, it's my husband. They was like, no, your husband is not. I'm just calling. He was like, are you a business person? Can I confide in you? Can I tell you this? Can I do this kind of, please? I'll pay you so amount. The first 2 charges not for my husband. You know what it is? This man, obviously, and in his mind, he was between. You know what it means to raise another child to 12 years, and that's been a lie.
Wow.
And you know some situations. Some people say they don't know. I slept with John, and John now, the day I slept with John, I was ovulating, and the period was, the blood was everything. So this one, you knew that this child belongs to this guy. What kind of lie is that?
That's wild.
And now that man, that lie is going to destabilize that man. What people don't know about truth is that truth always finds its way to come out.
Yeah, 100% it does.
Truth always finds its way to come out. It might take time. It can take 10 years, 20 years, 15 years, but you see the truth, it will come out.
See the child.
So then you now realize, see the way the man found out the truth. Even
was it true?
Yeah, something that was supposed to be fun.
So yours is disrespect and lies.
Disrespect and lies. And then when it comes, then I'll not talk about the disrespect. You see one thing, like I said before, the things that I give out, I demand it. If I give out respect and things to you, like for example, there are things I will never say some words to my wife or my spouse or my girlfriend or whoever I'm in a relationship or dating with. There are some words I will not use on you. There are some things I will not do on you. Like I said, in all these things, viewers were not perfect people. Don't start thinking Jude is no. If you sleep with me, if you stay with me 1 week, you know that Jude has wahala. So I can be very, very disrespectful. No, let me not say disrespectful. I can be very mean at the time. So when you cross the boundary,
I think everyone can.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that disrespect in a sense that there are some people that the way you come across sometimes. I'll make an example. You see checkmate men egos. What is it? What they call, I think, grease our ego is when you give men respect.
Yeah.
It says in the Bible.
Yeah. What grease women's ego is when you give them love.
Bible.
Yeah, like the Bible said. A former pastor made example, which I'm going to make right now. He said, if Lillian finish eating, if my wife finish eating, I take the plate and put in the kitchen and do it for her. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, he loves me. Oh.
Let's not make that face. That's how
it's
we
just plate.
It's true.
Yeah, but if I finish eating and she takes the plate and watch how she respects me. Same action, but different response.
True.
From different angle. So sometimes I just be like, know when to give me my respect. Don't go and treat me like anyhow publicly or not. I'm really not the type that because I fool around a lot. I play a lot, so I believe if people that knows me, they don't know. I don't really care about respect. People in my family thinks I'm the most disrespected because I don't care about. People think it's when you say good morning, when you come out and say good morning, dear wall, lamago, that's respect. Greet you, do customs and all those things. But people think, people think that's respect. Yeah. When I mean respect, like for example, I am not there. What will you say when I'm not there? Fair. Will you still respect me as though I'm there?
Yeah.